So come onto your backs and we'll take something called constructive rest. So for this, you want to come onto your backs, bring your knees up with feet on the mat and walk your feet all the way to the edges of the mat and allow your knees to drop into each other. So kind of like creating like a teepee-like shape. This allows your lower back to relax on the mat, relax your shoulders as well. And you can either have one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, or take your arms out as cactus arms, just to allow your shoulders to relax as well. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and let it out. One more deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and let it out. Now breathe in and out only through the nose. Smooth inhales, smooth exhales. Start becoming mindful of how you feel today. How does your neck feel now? How do your shoulders feel? Is your chest open or is there any tightness in your back, in the front? How does your low back feel today? How do your hips feel? Taking stock of everything at the present moment without any judgment. Take a couple more breaths here. And then slowly sweep your arms by your side and bring your knees into your chest. Give them a tight squeeze and rock from side to side using the entire width of your mat, massaging your lower back. Now hug your right knee into your chest, extending the left leg out. Give your right knee a tight squeeze, and gently rock it from side to side, just loosening your hips. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, forehead comes to knee, lifting your head and shoulders up off the mat, crunching it in. Inhale, head and shoulders back down on the mat. Exhale, forehead comes to knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back down on the mat. On the exhale, take a supine twist, bringing your right knee over to the left. You can take your right arm out as a T, gaze to your right if that feels good. Or simply keep your gaze up. Breathe here in your supine twist. About 5 deep breaths. Slowly come back to center. Give your right knee a tight squeeze one more time. And then let it go, allowing it to rest long and strong on the mat. Hug your left knee into your chest. Give it a tight squeeze. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, forehead comes to knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back down. Exhale, forehead comes to knee. Let's rock that left side a little bit now. Hold on to that left knee with your head and shoulders back down and rock that knee from side to side, allowing your hips to loosen a bit before we take our supine twist. Now take a deep breath in through the nose. And then on the exhale, bring that left knee over to the right. Left arm out as a T in your supine twist. You can turn your gaze to the left or just keep your gaze up at the ceiling. About 5 deep breaths here. Slowly come back to center. Give that left knee a tight squeeze one more time. Then have both knees to your chest, grabbing the backs of your thighs. Rock up and down on your mat, massaging the entire length of your spine. Tap your toes to the front. Tap your toes at the back if you can. Then after a couple of times, come up to a tall seat. Tall cross-legged seat. I'm going to turn and face you guys, but you guys can stay where you are. Maybe bring that blanket, plant it underneath your hips to elevate your pelvis a little bit. This helps you to sit a little bit taller. So you just want your sit bones on the blanket or a cushion, allowing your knees to fall out. Take a deep breath in, sweep your arms up, palms touch, gaze up maybe. Exhale, palms come to heart center. Drop your shoulders, gently tuck your chin in. We'll start class with 1 Om. Exhaling all the air out. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Gently open your eyes if you have them closed. Inhale, sweep your arms up, interlace your fingers and press your palms up to the ceiling, biceps by your ears. Keep pressing up, breathing here, stretching long through the sides of the body. Breathe 3 deep breaths. Drop your shoulders down. You don't want to hunch your shoulders up to your ears. One more inhale, press your palms up to the ceiling. Exhale, lean over to the right. Stay here with your gaze forward, or maybe you can spin your chest and gaze up to the ceiling. Breathe into the left side of your body, making sure both the sit bones are down on the mat. Inhale, back up to the ceiling. Exhale, lean over to the left. Now breathe into the separation on the right side of your body now. Either keeping your gaze to the front or spinning your chest and gazing up at the ceiling. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, sweep your hands all the way down, bringing them to your knees. Let's do a few seated cat-cows. On your inhale, puff your chest out, leaning forward onto the front of your sit bones as you gaze up. Exhale, round your back, go backwards onto the back of your sit bones. Suck in your belly button to spine. Inhale, puff your heart, lean forward, chest out, gaze up. Exhale, round your back, maybe stretching through the upper back and shoulders as you lean back. 2 more times like this. Inhale, seated cow, puff your heart, arching your back and gazing up. Exhale, tuck your chin in as you round your back and belly button to spine, spine to the back. Last time, seated cow, heart up, gaze up. Exhale, tuck your chin in, round your back. And slowly come back to the center. Interlace your fingers behind you now. Open your heart, press your palms away from your back. Open your heart, keep your gaze here, or maybe gently take your gaze up. We're going to hold it here in a seated cow. Breathe. On your next inhale, sweep your arms to the front. Interlace your fingers and press your palms out, rounding your back, maybe tucking your chin in slightly. Hold it here in a seated cat. 3 deep breaths. Pressing your palms away from you, stretching the upper part of your shoulders. And slowly release, coming back up, sitting up tall, root down with your sit bones. Reach the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Feel the entire length of your spine and the side body now that you've stretched it out. On your next inhale, let's twist to the left. Right hand comes outside your left knee. Left hand fingers behind you, twisting from your belly button, reaching, still sitting up tall, reaching the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Soft gaze over your left shoulder, or maybe you keep your neck neutral. Breathing here. Leave your right hand where it is. Slowly come back to the center. Cross your left elbow over your right elbow. Go ahead and lift your arms up and grab a hold of opposite shoulders. This is step 1. Step 2. Backs of the hands touch, eagle arms. Step 3, wrap your arms twice. Your palms touch. You press your elbows out and lift them up to the level of your shoulders. Breathe here. Eagle arms is a great way to stretch your upper shoulder area and the upper back. Breathe. Slowly release, dropping your right hand to the mat, extending it out, hovering right above the mat. Use your left hand to bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Stretching the right side of the neck. Breathe. Don't pull your head with your left hand. You're gently kind of just resting your hand. Just allow the weight of your head to release your ear to your shoulder. Now gently look towards your left armpit, using your hand on the back of your head now. And slowly release. Let's twist to the left, sitting up tall one more time, reaching the crown of the head, the top of the head up. Left fingers come to the outside of your right knee. Twisting to the right, right fingers behind you. Twist from your belly button as you sit up tall. Soft gaze over your right shoulder, or maybe keep your neck neutral, gazing straight ahead. Twisting deeper with each inhale. And sitting up tall. Leaving your left fingers where they are. Cross your right hand over your right arm over your left arm and grab opposite shoulders. Step 1. Step 2, eagle arms touching the backs of the hands. Step 3, wrap your arms twice, touching the palms together. Press your elbows out and lift them up to the level of your shoulders. Eagle arms on the other side, Garudasana arms. Breathe. Slowly release, allowing your left arm to come out and hover above the mat. Use your right hand to gently bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Don't tug or pull on it. Just allow the weight of your head to release, just using your hand to guide it. Now gently turn your gaze towards your right armpit, using the hand on the back of your head to stretch the back part of the neck, back left side of the neck. And slowly release, maybe using your right hand to press your head back up to neutral. Let's roll on to all fours, coming into a tabletop now. To take a few tabletop cat-cows. So your knees are right underneath your hips, plant your wrists right underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers wide so that you can press into the mat with your entire hand. Let's find a neutral spine first. So suck in your belly button, tuck in your tail just slightly so that your back is flat. I should be able to balance my cup of chai on your back. Activating the core to start with. Tuck your toes in. Now lift your knees just a few inches, 2 inches off the mat. Suck in your belly button. Hold it here. Press the mat away. Suck in your belly button, activating that core for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Release the tops of the feet down. Let's take a few cat-cows here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tail, arching your back, gaze up like a happy cow. Exhale, press the mat away, round your back, exaggerate the movement, gaze at your belly button to spine, spine to ceiling. Angry cat. Inhale, drop your belly, soften your belly down as you arch your back and lift your tail up, lift your gaze up. Exhale, tuck your tail in as you round your back and push the mat away like an angry cat. 2 more like this with your own breath. Move mindfully, feeling the undulation in your spine, maybe pausing in those places where you feel especially tight. Remembering that your neck and your tailbone are part of your spine, so move mindfully there as well, feeling the stretch. And then come back to a neutral tabletop, setting up a really strong tabletop one more time by spreading your fingers wide, making sure you have even weight in both hands. Inhale, lift your right hand up, following the thumb with your gaze. Exhale, right arm threads underneath your left armpit, planting the back of the hand down, and right shoulder, right ear come onto the mat. Breathe into your twist, breathe into your shoulder stretch. You can either leave your left hand right in front of your face or take a half bind by reaching around and grabbing a hold of your right thigh. Breathe here. This will help you spin your heart open even more, getting deeper into your twist. 4 deep breaths. Left hand comes back in front of your face. Inhale, lift your right hand all the way up, following the thumb with your gaze one more time. Exhale, plant your hand back down. Other side now. Lift your left hand up, follow the thumb with your gaze as it goes up to the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle, bring the left arm underneath your right armpit. Plant the back of the hand down. Your right hand can stay where it is. Or to deepen your twist, you can take your right hand around, grabbing a hold of your left thigh. Spinning your heart open here. Breathe. Slowly release your right hand back down. Inhale, lift your left arm up, following the thumb with your gaze one more time. Exhale, plant your hand back down. Slowly walk your hands forward, come onto your bellies. Allow your weight to sink down into the mat. Maybe wiggle your hips a little bit to find mindfulness in this area. Let's take a few oscillating cobra rolls. So tent your fingers just outside your mat. On your next inhale, press your hips down as you squeeze your shoulders back and roll up into a cobra pose. Exhale, forehead comes to mat. Inhale, press your fingers down, peel your chest up, shoulders down and back, cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, forehead comes to mat. Last time here, inhale. Take a deep breath as you peel your heart up, gaze up for a neutral neck. Exhale, forehead comes to mat. Wiggle your hips out. Bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Let's take Sphinx pose. Work on some core strengthening as well. Release the tops of the feet down for Sphinx pose first. So your elbow is right underneath your shoulders. If this is really hard on your low back, you can bring it a little bit forward so that you can rest a little bit more on your belly. If not, elbow right underneath your shoulders. You're isometrically dragging your elbows towards your chest as you press your chest through. Gaze forward a little bit to keep your neck neutral and breathe here. This is a great abdominal stretch as well as a low back stretch. Hold it here and breathe. Now tuck your toes, forearms are parallel to each other for a forearm plank. Lift your hips straight up, coming into your forearm plank. Squeeze your belly button up to the ceiling, squeeze your quads up, shoulders, hips, heels in a straight line. Press the mat away with your elbows. Hold it here and breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back to your Sphinx pose, release the tops of the feet down, allow the weight of your hips to sink down into the mat. Round 2, forearm plank, forearms parallel to each other, spread your fingers wide, press the mat away with your elbows, tuck your toes in, lift your hips straight up, squeeze your belly button to the spine. If your hips are rising up, drop it down to the level of your shoulders, squeeze your quads, hold it here and breathe. If this is tough, keep all that engagement but drop your knees straight down. Hold it here and breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. Wiggle your hips out a bit if you want. Resting here in Sphinx pose. Breathe. One more breath. Round 3, forearm plank. Let's work on that core. Get it out of the way. Tuck your toes in. Lift your hips up. Press your elbows down. Hold it here. Breathe. Squeeze your belly button to the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back to your Sphinx pose. One forearm comes on top of the other forearm. Forehead rests on your forearms. Wiggle your hips out. Setting up for locust pose now. Bring your arms by your side. Your palms are facing the mat, which means that you're touching the mat. They're not facing flipped up. So keeping your palms touching down. Press your hips down. Get that awareness first. On your next inhale, press down with your pelvis and peel everything up off the mat, reaching your toes back, reaching your fingertips back. Hold it here. Gaze forward, keeping a neutral neck. Breathe. Salabhasana locust pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Pick up your feet. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Now interlace your fingers behind you for a variation of Salabhasana. Pressing your palms together if you can, or maybe you can just use a strap even, it doesn't matter. On your next inhale, press your pelvis down and peel everything up off the mat, reaching your knuckles back, reaching your toes back. Hold it here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. Wiggle your hips out, windshield wiper your legs, whatever feels good right now. Round 3, go back to locust pose. Maybe this time extending your arms forward, or take Dhanurasana, bow pose, grabbing your ankles or your feet. Bring your knees together. Don't allow your knees to flare open. So you're going to come into it step by step. On your next inhale, feel your heart up. On the exhale, kick your feet into your hands, lifting your thighs up off the mat. Hold it here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. Reach your highest point in your bow, Dhanurasana, and exhale. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Slowly press your palms down, shift back into child's pose, bringing your knees together. Sit back on your heels and allow your torso to drape over your thighs. Forehead comes onto the mat or maybe onto a block. Arms rest by your side, palms face up. Seed pose or child's pose. This is the traditional child's pose. We usually take a wide-legged child's pose. So I like to call this seed pose. We look like a little seed here. Take a few deep breaths here to neutralize your spine. Locust pose and bow pose are kind of like really strong back bending poses. So taking child's pose after that kind of neutralizes your spine. Slowly come up and come all the way onto standing at the front of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. We're going to start with our balancing poses, tree pose and triangle pose. So let's start with tree pose. Spread the toes wide of your left foot and find your balance on your left foot, maybe keeping a softness in your knee so you're not hyperextending that knee. Bring your right knee up. Externally rotate the knee so that the knee is out to the side and plant that foot either above or below your knee, avoiding any pressure on your knee. Palms come to heart center. Once you've found your drishti, your balance, using your drishti, then you can grow your tree any way you want. Hold it here, 5 deep meditative breaths. Palms come to heart center, bring that knee out to the front, kick that leg out and hold it here and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly with control, release that right foot on the mat, shake it out. Balancing poses are a great way to strengthen your core as well as bring strength to your standing leg. Balancing on your right foot now, spread the toes wide, find your balance, keep a softness in your right knee. Lift that left knee up, externally rotate the hip, and then plant the foot either above or below your knee, or maybe just use it as a kickstand today if your balance is not good. But avoid putting any pressure on your knee, standing up tall through the right side of your body, no sassy hips. So press your right leg back into your foot. Breathe here, find your balance, and then grow your tree any way you want. Maybe this time taking your arms behind you. Breathe. 5 breaths. Palms come back to heart center. Bring that left knee out to the front. Extend that leg. Kick that foot out and hold it and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly with control, release that foot back down. Shake it out. Triangle pose. Step about 3 to 4 feet with your feet about 3 to 4 feet apart. Heel to toe, heel to arch alignment here. Your right toes are pointing to the front edge of the mat, the short edge of the mat. Your left toes are pointing to the long edge of the mat. The nice edge of the back foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. For triangle pose here, extend your arms out as you bump both your hips back. Reach forward with your right fingers. Reach, 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 reach. And then you cannot reach any more with a straight spine. Imagining yourself being pressed between 2 panes of glass so that you can move only in one plane. Then drop your fingers where they land. Maybe your shin, your ankle, or grabbing a hold of your big toe. Reach your left hand up. Maybe keep your gaze neutral by turning to the front. Or maybe spinning your head all the way up to gaze up at your left thumb. Hold it here and breathe for 5 deep breaths. Slowly come back up, using your feet to press into the mat, using your core to come back up. Now bend your front knee for warrior pose, maybe taking your stance a little bit wider. Back leg is still strong and straight. Your front knee is bent. Take your arms out as a T, soft gaze over your front fingers. Keep externally rotating your right hip so that your knee is tracking with your ankle. Don't allow your knee to fall in, so that's the way you'll enjoy your knee. Breathe, soft breaths, 5 deep breaths here in Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Keep that back leg strong, pressing into the knife edge of the back foot, pulling up through the back quad muscle. Slowly come back to center. Let's do the other side. Bring your stance a little bit closer again for triangle pose. Point the left toes to the short edge of the mat. Right toes point to the long edge of the mat. Heel to arch alignment. Take your arms out as a T. Reach forward with your left fingers. Reach, reach, reach. Moving in a single plane here, bumping both hips back. Drop your fingers where they land. Shin, ankle, big toe. Spin your heart, maybe keeping your gaze to the front, or maybe turning your gaze up to look up at your right thumb. Breathe, 5 deep breaths. Press your feet down, use your core to slowly come back up to standing on your inhale. Let's take our stance a little bit wider for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Bending the front knee, the left knee, keeping the torso perpendicular to the floor, which means that you're dropping your tail down and again reaching up to the crown of the head like we did in the beginning of class. Reach your arms out, soft gaze over your front fingers. Remember to keep that back leg strong, pulling up through the back quad muscle and pressing the back edge of the back foot down. Strong, steady warriors. Soft and smooth breaths. Slowly come back up and come back to the front of the mat. Bring your feet out to the edges of your mat, toes out, heels in. You're going to squat down to Malasana. Reach your arms out, send your hips back and come into a squat. Suck in your belly button, keep sending your hips back. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sink a little bit lower. Your thighs are now parallel to the mat. Keep pressing down with your feet to create that engagement in your glutes. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and land all the way down. Your elbows land inside your knees. Press your knees out with your elbows, but squeeze those elbows back in with your knees. So kind of like a spring action going on here, a lot of engagement. Drop your tail down, lift the crown of the head up so that you can sit up with a straight spine. Breathe here, Malasana, Yogi squat. Feel free to place a block underneath your sit bones if it's not easy for you to hold this pose. But keep all that engagement of your knees, your elbows, the straight spine, and breathe. And slowly release, coming into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. If you guys are near a wall, I'm going to show you a trick. You can just sit with your back against the wall. You can even sit on a blanket if you want, with your back against the wall. Bring the soles of the feet together. Use your thumbs in the arches of your feet now to open your feet up like a book and start flapping your wings. If your back is not against a wall, don't worry about it. Just maybe another time, if you want to try this with your back against the wall, you can try it because it's a great way to open your hips. Now reach the crown of the head up, suck in your belly button, sitting up tall, and then start leaning forward. If you don't have a wall behind you, just lean forward with a straight spine as far as you can, and then round your forehead to your toes. If you do have a wall, you can use the wall to assist you. So use your palms against the wall to push you deeper into the fold. Take a few breaths. When you reach your edge, allow your knees to soften, allow your hips to soften, and see if you can push a little bit more. Take 5 deep breaths here. The wall is there just to kind of help you get deeper into the pose and allow your hips to relax. Don't push too hard. Well, it's sometimes nice to use some props to assist our stretching. And the wall is one of the nicest props around. Slowly come back up. Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose. Extend your legs out in front of you. Keep both feet active, which means you're pressing your heels out. The toes are flexed back towards your face. Hug your right knee into your chest, keeping that left foot really active. Take a deep breath in and exhale it out. Now externally rotate the right knee, allowing your knee to drop. The sole of the foot lands inside your left thigh. Let's first twist to the left. So bring your right hand on the outside of your left thigh as you spin your chest all the way to the left. Maybe keeping your gaze neutral or soft gaze over your left shoulders again. Breathe here. Feel free to sit on a blanket again to kind of keep that straight spine, remove the rounding in your back. Sitting up with a tall spine, take one more deep inhale. Exhale, slowly come back to center. Belly button now faces your left knee. Start walking your fingertips forward. Walk, walk, walk. Inhale, elongate your spine, lift up, look up. Exhale, fold, grabbing a hold of your shin, your ankle, or maybe the outside of your foot. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep a hold of your foot or your ankle or anywhere you have a hold. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine one more time. And exhale here. And then release. Other side now, extending your right leg out. Keep that right foot active as you bring the left foot to the inside. Actually, let's hug it in first. Give it a tight squeeze. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Sitting up tall, allow your left knee to fall open, externally rotating the hip. We created the external rotation with the Baddha Konasana butterfly pose. Bring the sole of the left foot inside your right leg. Left hand comes on the outside of your right thigh. Spin to the right. Soft gaze to the front or over your right shoulder. Breathe here. Breathe into your twist as you sit up tall. Slowly come back to center. Belly button now faces your right knee. Start walking your fingertips forward. Walk, walk, walk. Grab a hold of your shin, your ankle, or maybe the outsides of your feet. As you inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold, breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep a hold of your leg wherever it is. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Exhale here, and then let go. Bring your legs out in front of you. One last pose before we get into our restorative poses. For both poses, so plant your feet down, grab the backs of your thighs, and roll onto the back of your sit bones, the fleshy part right behind your sit bones. Lift your heart up as you roll your shoulders back and down. Imagine a string pulling your heart up to the ceiling. Just stay here, sucking in your belly button, protecting your lower back. This is a perfectly fine boat. If you want more, you can bring your feet up, extending your toes out if you want. Shins are parallel to the mat. If you want even more, you can release your hands, extend your fingers to your toes. Breathe here, hold it here, squeeze those knees in towards each other and squeeze them to your chest. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Hug your knees in. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale it out. Round 2 of both poses. Again, setting it up strong, going to any level that you are comfortable with. Remember to suck in your belly button, keep your low back strong, roll your shoulders down, and remember to imagine that string pulling up your heart to the ceiling. Hold it here, breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Cross your left ankle over your right ankle. Hug your knees in, take a deep breath in. And exhale it out. Round 3, both pose. Maybe this time, take it one step further than what you did last time. Roll your shoulders down, suck in your belly button. Lift your legs up, maybe straighten your legs if you want. If you have the hip flexor strength, hold it here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Grab the backs of your thighs and roll all the way onto your backs. Hug both knees in and roll from side to side, massaging your lower back. Plant your feet on the mat, bringing your feet as wide as the mat. Allow both knees to fall to the right. Take your arms as cactus arms and turn your gaze to the left. If you want a deeper supine twist, you can pick up that right ankle and place it on top of your left knee to deepen the stretch here. Breathe. Staying here in a supine twist for about a minute or so. Allow your shoulders to completely relax into the mat. Start softening your breath. Soften your belly down. Slowly release that foot ankle off your left knee if you have it there. Bring your knees up. Shift back to the center. Bring your feet as wide as the mat again. Drop both knees to the left. Turn your gaze this time to the right. If you want to deepen the stretch, pick up that left ankle and plant it on top of your right knee. Staying here for about a minute. Breathe into it. Soft belly, soft breath. Slowly come back up, releasing that knee, ankle off that knee if you have it there. Wiggle your hips out, bring both knees into your chest. We'll take Viparita Karani before we take that prone straight jacket pose. So bring both legs up if you want. You can plant a cushion or blanket underneath your hips, underneath your bum. Bring both legs up, maybe your arms by the side, or cactus arms, or one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Allow the weight of your hips to release down into the mat instead of stretching your toes up to the ceiling. Hold it here and breathe. I'm going to stay here for a couple of minutes. It's a great inversion, but a gentle one. Try to find that softness in your legs. Notice the weight of your hips on the mat. Notice the weight of your shoulders. Actually, you're not engaging anything at all here. Your legs are just up there, hanging out in air. You can also do this up against a wall, again coming close to the wall and planting your legs up the wall, wiggling your hips close to the wall. Great resting pose, but at the same time, you get all the benefits of the inversion. About 30 seconds to go. Stay with it. Notice if you feel any anxiety about being like this. I have a lot of anxiety about going upside down, like headstand or anything like that. And gently bend your knees and plant your feet down on the mat. Coming into our final pose now, straight jacket pose or double V. So you come onto your bellies, bring your block or a stack of books or something to the front of your mat and come onto your bellies. Coming back to that Sphinx pose that we did earlier. So have the block right in front of your face. You might need to adjust it later, but just have it there for now. Now you're going to kind of bring your right elbow in front of your chest, reaching your right arm out. Bring your left elbow in front of your right elbow, reaching it all the way out to your right. So both arms are crossed. Your left arm is in front now. So slowly wiggle your hips forward or back so that you're not crushing the breath out of your chest, but you have kind of like the arms in line with your shoulders. Bring your block now. See if you can get it close to you. Reach your arms as far as they'll go. Wiggle your fingers and then rest your forehead on the block. As you go deeper into the pose, you might find that you have more space to wiggle your fingertips even further out to the opposite sides. You can do it at that time. For now, allow the weight of your hips to release into the mat. Keep your legs soft. There's no engagement in your glutes. Keep your toes soft, resting on the mat. Your feet are like hip distance apart. And then find comfort in this pose. Find that area where you're feeling the stretch, feeling good about the stretch, but you're not like, oh my God, when do I get out of this? So find that sweet spot. Rest there for a few minutes before you try to go deeper into the pose. You're going to stay here for 3 minutes. If that is too much for you, then maybe stay here for a couple of minutes, come out of it, and just stretch your arms out. We're going to switch sides and do it for another 3 minutes from the other side, and you'll notice that one side is very different from the other. You should feel the stretch. It's a good one for your upper back, your shoulders, the upper part of your shoulders, your neck. Try to get that block underneath your forehead so that you can release, let go completely, allow your neck to be neutral. Breathe into your forearms. Breathe into your upper arms. And once in a while you're here, remind yourself to let go of your lower body. Allow the lower body to completely sink, surrender to the mat. Sometimes without even realizing it, we are clenching our hips, we are clenching our glutes. And that just creates unnecessary tension. About a minute more to go. This is a yin yoga pose. So in yin yoga poses, we allow ourselves to completely surrender. So there's no engagement at all. But when you come out of the pose, you'll notice that there is some amount of resistance to coming out. So you want to take it really, really slow. Come out of it, taking your own sweet time. Yin yoga poses are complementary to your regular yoga where you're engaging your muscles, but these get deeper into your ligaments and tendons and even the joints. All the connective tissues. Just breathe into it. Notice if you feel any softness now. Slowly release, lifting your head up off the block. Gently inch your fingers towards the middle. Don't come out of it too fast. Slowly coming out of it. Coming back into your Sphinx pose, maybe roll your shoulders a couple of times. This time, we're going to kind of reach to the right with our left fingers, bringing your left elbow right in front of your face. Right elbow crosses over the left. Bring your block. Basically, just change your arms around and allow your forehead to rest on the block, reaching your fingers out as far as they'll go. Maybe deepening the stretch once you're comfortable with it. Also, make sure that you're not crossed at your chest, so you're not knocking the breath out of your chest. So if that is the case, then you want to tuck your toes and move your chest a little bit back. But if you want to intensify the stretch, you want to wiggle a little bit forward. So find your sweet spot. I'm going to start the timer for 3 minutes. One more time, remind yourself to let go of your hips. Allow your hips to surrender to the mat. Soften your toes, soften your legs. No engagement in your butt cheeks, no engagement in your glutes at all. Soften your belly down to the mat. Notice if this side feels any different from the other. For me, this side feels a little bit tighter. For some reason, instinctively, we go first for the side that feels good or a little less tight. No judgment here. There's no gooder or badder side. So with the straight jacket pose, your palms can face up or down, depending on whichever you feel is more natural for you. Breathe into your shoulders, allow them to soften and maybe go a little bit deeper after a few breaths. This is also called the double V pose. So it's a pose named after me, but I don't do it that often. Actually, this is the first time I think in all the time that I've been teaching virtually that I've done it. Second time, I did it earlier this week in another class. Really love this pose, especially since our upper backs get really tight with working at our desks. Are you reminding yourself to release your hips down to the mat? Are you reminding yourself to soften your toes, surrender your weight down to the mat? Soften your glutes, your butt cheeks. Soften your cheeks as well and your face. Slowly lift your forehead off the block and slowly start inching your fingers to the center. Coming back into your Sphinx pose, roll your shoulders back and front a couple of times. And slowly press up. Coming to a tall seat in the front of your mat. To end the class with an Om. me know if you guys like doing this yin poses at the end of class. Drop your shoulders down, palms come to heart center, tuck your chin in slightly. Exhale all the air out. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Lokaha samastah sukhino bhavantu, meaning may the whole universe be happy and free from disease.